what is aged rum? And is there a taste profile for aged rum? Well, again, no. Aged rum, if we're talking about taste, aged rum hasn't got a specific taste profile because that'll become apparently obvious in a second. So don't think when you see cocktail books or anything like that, when they say aged rum, don't think they're interchangeable. Hopefully you should have realised that by now, but any new people watching these videos learning about rum will kind of very quickly cotton on to why. So with aged rum is literally anything, and I mean anything, with a number on a bottle, including Havana 3-year-old. Havana 3-year-old, even at a light rum, has been aged for 3 years. There's an age statement on it. It's a 3-year-old rum. It is aged. You have to remember there's a hell of a lot of rums these days coming off and being rested, if you like. Rested's another kind of term that I should have done a video for, but rested for like 6 months to a year. Because even at 6 months to a year, and I'm not saying that, I've just got this, obviously it's not going to be that darker in colour, but they are going to take on some form of colour from a barrel. Now there's a quick couple of points I want to come on here before I get into the whole cocktail book kind of thing when it says aged rums in recipes. There's a couple of things. So first off, age statements on a bottle should, I'm not saying it is always the case, but should always refer to the youngest rum in the bottle. So for example, let's get Dawley's out here, because I kind of loosely give Dawley's a lot of banter. I'm not a Foursquare fanboy. In fact, let's not give Dawley's the love. Let's give Appleton the love, or let's give Plantation, the wrong thing to use Plantation, but let's just give Appleton the love. So this, for instance, has got 8-year-old on it. Now I know for a fact, because they tell us, this has got a lot older rums in it than 8-year-old. It's got, I don't know what it is, I've kind of forgot off the top of my head, but there's let's just say there's 8-year-old, there's 12-year-old, there's 15-year-old, just a tiny percentage of 15-year-old rum, example, that's gone into there. But because the youngest rum in there is an 8-year-old, that's where you get the statement from, the 8, all right? So that's pretty much guaranteeing there is no younger rums in there than 8-year-olds. So the number you should see on the front of the bottle should refer to the youngest rum in the bottle. It's not saying all the rum in the bottle is 8-year-old, it's saying the youngest rum in the bottle is 8-year-old. So even if 10% of that bottle is an 8-year-old rum and 90% of it is a 12-year-old rum, they would still call it an 8-year-old rum. Now, while we're still on the subject of aged rums, there's a couple of things that I do want to kind of also dispel as well, and that's the whole Solera aging as well. And there's a few brands that have been found guilty of this. And again, as much as I love Hechicera, I don't know too much about the brands, but I don't know why the 21 is on the bottle. So without mentioning other brands, sod it, let's do it. It's a Kappa 23. It is not a 23-year-old rum. It can't be, by the sheer nature of what Solera aging is. And we'll do this in a previous video, in another video. But Solera aging cannot give you an age statement. It just cannot give you an age statement. We will discuss this in a future video. But anything for an age statement to be valid, if you like, it must or will say years old. This doesn't. This just says Solera 21. Zacapa just says 23, I forget what it says now, but it doesn't say years old. It says 23 something, but people interpret that as a 23-year-old rum, and it's not. Solera aging is just a complete another anomaly that we need to chat about. But is Solera rum aged? Yes, of course it is. It's spent time in a barrel aging. Of course, Solera rum, therefore, is classed as age. I'm just merely talking about age statements. Now, the big thing to take away from this is that when you read a cocktail book or a cocktail recipe online, in a book, wherever you see it, and it says aged rum, hopefully now the light bulbs are going off and thinking, well, hang on a minute, what does that mean? Is it an 8-year-old? Is it a 5-year-old? Is it a 12-year-old? Is it flipping Barbados? Is it Jamaican? Is it UK? Is it Nicaraguan? Is it, where else do we go? Is it Dominican Republic and Puerto Rican? As you will have hopefully seen on my other videos on my other channel, when I've like debunked cocktails, you know, you will see different rums react differently in different cocktails. So when you see the word aged rum in a cocktail, you really kind of have to think, is this the best rum for that cocktail? And if not, have a play about with it. Can I make it better? Because I pretty much guarantee you, Dawley's from Barbados and El Dorado 15 from Guyana, if you had the same ingredient, the same cocktail, and you made those both, they would be like chalk and cheese. Absolutely poles apart. So when you see the word aged rum, just think of it as an overriding big category, and actually a category that's not that useful. All right, it is one of those terms that we need to get rid of because it literally refers to 75, 80, 90% of the rum on the market. You have to get more in depth. You have to get more niched, if that's the right word, because what will work in one cocktail won't work in another. So aged rum just merely means it's spent time in a barrel. That's it.